Nice, dude.
I guess you want to go ahead and shoot.
How's the first couple of days, man? Are you getting settled in, and what's been like?
Well, we're rolling, 100 miles per hour. You know, doing it with a smile, having fun. It's new, right? It's different. But the guys responded well, man. Like, really good day of work yesterday. The attitude, the energy, the purpose, more importantly, the purpose, and just trying to do it right. Just trying to do it right. Just trying to do the right things each and every day.
Antonio, one player that we haven't talked about is Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yes.
And, you've been in that position probably before, you know, where somebody takes your job, basically.
Yeah.
And you have to have that conversation with the coach. And you being a former player, do you handle that, you know, with a better understanding, you know, with that conversation?
Well, you're sensitive to it.
Yeah.
But you're direct, right? You nip it in the bud, which we did. And we talked about it like grown men. But at the end of the day, Jimmy's on our team. Jimmy's still a captain. Jimmy's still a leader. I'm sure at some point, Jimmy's going to have the ball in his hand again, right? Things happen. It's National Football League. You're never going to say it's 100%, this is how we're going to do it, or things can happen. So for us, I'm very appreciative of Jimmy. Since Jimmy's been here, he's done nothing but become a pro and really taught our team how to be a pro. Also, how to win. And when I'm saying win, I'm not talking about on the grass always, right? I'm talking about in the meeting rooms, how to carry yourself, how to talk, how to handle adverse situations, and that's what I'm proud of.
When it comes to Sunday and addressing the team, are you somebody that's going to have your thoughts mapped out, or is it going to just come from the heart?
I think, you know, from the last press conference and standing here today, I don't really write much down. You know, it comes from the soul, you know, and but I have an idea. You know, the message has been sent to our team, and it'll be showcased on Sunday.
For Jimmy, would you say that he will remain the backup in terms of on game days?
Yes, he will.
What have you seen from O'Connell now that he knows he's going to be the guy on Sunday?
I think he's a little bit more lucid than that first time, you know, a couple of weeks ago against the Chargers. But he's the same guy every day. He's one of the first guys in the building, one of the last ones to leave. You know, even when he was a backup, I'm not going to suit up. He was still here working. You watch him, he sits in his little area in the cafeteria, and he's got a paper in front of him. He's studying. He's reading the Bible. He's a very mature individual for a rookie, and he carries himself that way.
Antonio, you had mentioned that you want to see guys walking in this building with a smile on their face. We walked in the locker room. They're having a little basketball game in there. There was a lot of cheering going on.
Yeah.
Is that what you're trying to foster here? Just to, you know, being able to understand that it's okay to have fun doing this?
Yeah, you can have fun at work. But when we're in the meeting room, that's work. We're on that grass, that's work. What you do in your locker room, that's their space. I didn't know it until the video came out and somebody told me. I don't want to know. Whatever they do in their locker room, that is their sanctuary. I don't go in there. I don't poke my head in there. I don't care about the music. That they handle that. And our guys do it. But when I said the players, no, I meant the everybody in this building. That goes for the media, you gentlemen, everybody that walks in here. You know, we should have a smile on our face. So I do think the message is clear, though. I think they expressed themselves, and now that's over with. Now we need to move forward to playing the Giants.
Antonio, has it fully hit you yet that not only are you coaching the team that you grew up for in LA, rooting for, where, like you said the other day, wearing the hats, but also that your first game as an interim coach is against the team that you played for and had your greatest success as a player?
Yeah. It's surreal. It's surreal. I'll pinch myself on Sunday. I'll relax, you know, hopefully at 5 p.m. on Sunday. But like everything else in my life, you take it in strides, you know. You don't blink. You look it right in the eye. You come to work ready, prepared, do the best I can, give these guys everything I have, expect the same thing from them, and don't make it personal. This is not Antonio Pierce versus New York Giants. This is Las Vegas Raiders versus New York Giants at home.
What does Jalen bring to the linebacker group?
Leadership. He's played at a high level, very smart individual, savvy. I mean, he's walking around with a notebook. He's writing down everything. He's writing down people's names. He's writing down plays. I mean, he's a pro's pro.
Coach, any updates on Devon Diablo? And as a former linebacker yourself, can you speak about just how important he is to your defense?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I was a linebacker coach, so I was close with Diablo. He's working every day to get back. And knowing him, he'll inch back a little bit today. We'll see how it goes later on today at practice and how that comes out. But, you know, Diablo's a warrior. You know, he tried to finish the game the best he could, but, you know, things happen. If he's not able to go, next man up.
Antonio, I think this is like your 10th year since you started coaching. How have you grown over the years from being a head coach in high school to coaching in college to coaching in the NFL? How have you sort of evolved as a coach overall?
Learn how to relate to the players. Technology. You better be savvy. You better know how to work that phone with these guys. You better know how to keep their attention. You can't be long-winded. You got to stick and move. But when you started from the bottom, which I did at Long Beach Poly as a head high school coach there, then moving on to college, I've dealt with these guys at every level. So I've seen the growth, the process, the development of them, what it takes, what they need. So I think I have a really good understanding of the player more now than I would say if I just stayed in the league and got the finished product.
You mentioned the other day about Josh Jacobs and what he means to this team and that he knows what he's going to need to do moving forward. What was those conversations like with Josh?
He's our heartbeat. He's a workhorse. He's a Raider. He's going to be a Raider. And when Josh Jacobs is running, the Raiders are winning. When Josh Jacobs touched the ball, odds are for the Raiders. So he understands that. He knows his role. Regardless of how the season has started for him, that doesn't matter. He's coming to work every day. I mean, yesterday you would have thought, he's the leading rusher in the NFL, the way he was running the ball. So very excited for him.
Thayer Munford's been dealing with injury this week. Any update on him? And if
Another guy that's just battling through it. I think right now everybody has a little bit of juice, so I wouldn't be surprised to see some of these guys fight through it.
how much, I guess, can you expect to change, or how much do you think could change on offense potentially with Bo? There's not a whole lot of time to put a big stamp on anything or make a lot of big changes. So I guess what can be different, and what do you want to see different?
I want to see his finish. I just want to see his strain. Compete every play, speed, effort, physicality. Bo calls the plays. Players make plays. Players execute the play, and that's what we need more of.
Have you run through the little game day things that maybe people don't think of that a head coach has to deal with, whether it's running down and calling a timeout, throwing a challenge flag, since you've never had to go through that before?
Yeah.
What type of processes are you doing to get ready for Sunday?
I'm going through it all. And it's I'm getting spoon-fed right now, which is really good. Just take a little bit at a time. I'm not going to get everything right. I'm not going to be perfect on Sunday. I'll be lying to you to tell you that. But I'm going to give you everything I got, and I'm going to really rely on the people in our building, our staff, everybody that has a role here. I told them I need you at your best, because that's going to help me be at my best. And I'm not going to be afraid to ask. I'm not going to be afraid to ask. I'm going to use my resources. We're in the building. I have a lot of them, and I'm going to use them.
You guys all set?
Appreciate you, fellas.
Good.
Yes, sir.
A pretty hectic week for you all. What's sort of been the internal reaction from the coaching staff trying to get reorganized and prepare for this game this Sunday?
I can only speak for myself, and I would say just focus on the task. That's what we owe the players. Just get them ready for the game and get them ready for the New York Giants. They got a good football team in terms of a lot of weapons on offense, and their scheme is challenging. Dayball and the OC, they do a great job there of putting you in different situations and conflicts, so we have to just do a good job. But that's what we owe the players, to focus on getting them ready for the game. That's been my mission ever since I started coaching. Everything's about them.
Obviously, I'm sure there's somewhat of a human element to it for you. You had a relationship with Josh Daniels and Dave Ziegler, and that's why you're here with the Raiders. What was sort of your personal reaction in terms of
Again, the human element of it, again, I'm so appreciative of Josh and Dave and the opportunity they provided for me and the friendship I have with them. But again, our job for this week is to get the players ready for the game. And again, my feelings don't come into matter on any other week either. It's just about what's my job and making sure taking care of the players.
Pretty much every player we've spoken to has just talked about a different energy. Like whether it's good or bad, you don't know, but there's a new energy. I mean, do the coaches feel that as well?
I know this in terms of just how I approached the game. I came in, got in early, worked hard, and watched the film, went to meetings, had energy at meetings, and coached the players, got to the field, coached the players, and it's football. Again, just bringing, whatever the energy is, just bringing the energy you have. And again, that's an individual choice. And, I love this game. I love coaching, and I'm about to really bring energy right now. So can't speak for the players. I can't speak for them.
What kind of a challenge does Saquon Barkley provide to you guys?
Anytime you look at a back who's big, check. Fast, check. Has quicks like the joystick. I forget. I haven't played Madden in a long time, but I think it's R2 is the juke move, I think. He could do all that. And then he could run the ball and he could catch the ball. And you have people in charge that are not afraid to feed them the rock like they did last week against the Jets, I mean, I don't know what else you could check off in terms of, yeah, it's a problem. So, again, obviously we got to be ready for it. I spent time with him when I was at the Giants before. He's a great player, great leader, good person, and looking forward to the challenge.
So I'm sort of paraphrasing a little bit, but I think AP, when asked about, the defense, he said he kind of wants to see Patrick Graham let it loose a little bit, ramp up the aggression and then on the defensive side of the ball. What does that look like, in terms of, how you change your approach going into the game?
The approach is always the same in terms of focus on fundamentals, being physical. We got to tackle, we got to get off blocks. They're going to challenge us in the run game. So block destruction, setting the edge, that's important. Win our one-on-one blocks, and then from there, just, putting pressure on the quarterback, whether it's through disguise or pressure. So that's really the philosophy. Just I think any defensive coach will be thinking that. So we'll be ready to rock, see how it goes on Sunday.
There hasn't been a lot of great Daniel Jones on film this year. Do you go back and look maybe at last year and see when he's playing at his best, how he could be?
Again, when you watch all the plays and all the situations, Daniel, I've seen him mature over the years since the last time I was with him, and you see a maturing quarterback. I mean, that's why I see he's in that position. He's getting rid of the ball. He's making quick decisions. Obviously in the run game, he's been an issue there, whether it's scrambling or designed runs. But I watch a lot of tape, no different than any other defensive coach. So, I mean, I can't say, is it last year? I mean, I can't tell you how many games I've watched. Not that that's anything unique by me doing that. Everybody does that.
Anything else?
Good to go? All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Been like,
Exciting, but also, it's been tough as far as the transition. So much respect for Coach McDaniels and the things he's done for me. But once that, page turned, I had to hit the ground running and take leadership of the offense. And, every day has been very productive. Our coaches have done a really good job supporting me and me giving them direction. It's been a cohesive effort. Our players, they've hit the ground running, man. They're really excited. I'm really excited for Sunday, and we expect to have a really good practice today.
you go from maybe making suggestions on a play call to now making the play call, and it doesn't seem that far from one chair to the other, but it's probably pretty far. How does that?
Yeah, I would be naive to say, oh yeah, I've done this 1,000 times. But yeah, I've thought about it. Absolutely. Is that a goal of mine when I set out to coach? Absolutely. But what your job is do your job the best you can possibly do it. And that's my mentality since I started coaching GA and back at Duke University. So that's just kind of what I believe in.
How much of a maybe, I don't know if stamp's the right word, like how much of your changes can you implement this quickly into the offense?
Changes would be a difficult thing because, it's a short time, and the most important thing is our players, and we just have to execute better. And I got to give them the ability to do that, each and every guy, and they got to gain my trust, and I trust all those guys, and I just got to put them in a good situation, and I really believe it. It's all about execution, and the answer is sitting in those chairs in there.
In terms of communicating with Aiden and getting play calls in, since it's a different voice, do you work on that this week? And how much is that helped because you were the quarterback's coach before, so you already have kind of a language with
It's great because during the games, whoever the quarterback's not in the game, they always stand by me, and we're hearing the play call that's going in. And I'm always giving them that little something every time. What are we looking at? What are we thinking? What's the situation? Where are we at in the game? What are we looking for in that play? Just making sure they're kind of on the same page as me right there because, they're another eyes for the field when the quarterback comes off the field too for that communication effort. So you're getting that constant feedback. And now I'm kind of just that it's the same thing. Obviously, one of the things I was thinking about was, was telling my wife, she was like, what is one of the things you fear? And I was like, well, that little button that you got to hit to, so, but it's cool. We get to use the walkie-talkie out there and all that stuff. And you're a voice for until, 15 seconds cuts off and you can give them, My goal is to get the play call out as quickly as possible and as efficient as possible, and then help them until then. So that's, so I mean, a good transition being the quarterback coach for sure.
Well, so this would be your first time ever calling plays in your coaching career?
I've called a couple ball plays in a preseason game, but yeah, no, it will be. And I'm really excited, man.
What did you sort of pull from in these days leading up to the game in terms of, I don't know if you maybe talk to mentors or what sort of research are you doing into like what goes into pulling it off on game day?
Yeah, I've had a lot of people reach out, and the one thing they say is you be you. There's only one you, and I believe in that. But practice execution. What do these guys have confidence? I want them to have confidence going to the field, and if we do it in the practice, I'll call it for them in the game. And there's certain things for certain guys that we'll have, and just give them the ability to go make those plays and execute.
You played quarterback in college, and so you've seen it from that lens. Do you think that helps a little bit in terms of being a play caller?
Sure. Yeah, it does. I mean, you see it from different angles and coaching as well. And the important thing is I go to every room and I want to find out what the guys are comfortable with, what they have confidence with. I'm not afraid to do that. And it starts with a quarterback. And I hit every single room and let them know kind of, what I'm thinking. And then I also want their input, like, what are you really comfortable with? And that's important.
Well, where will you be? Will you be on the sidelines or will you be up in the box? And also, how unique is it that you're getting your start here as a play caller at the same time that Aiden's getting his start as a quarterback going forward?
Absolutely. I'll be on the field. I want to be right there with them. Most of my career I was in the box, and Josh, actually, when I came here the last couple of years, I've been able to be on the field, and fortunately this is the second year being able to do that and be able to see it from the field live. There's definitely an advantage of being in the box, but I think that the most important thing is our players, and I want to be there, right there with them.
And then how unique is that you get to get your start at the same time Aiden gets his start as the guy going forward?
It's going to be exciting.
But what have you noticed about the team and how they've rallied, specifically the offense rallied around Aiden O'Connell since he was named a starter?
They're just, look, everybody's looking for their ability to they want to go and win a football game. And, they've rallied around him. They rallied around Jimmy, and they're excited. We're moving around out there on the practice field, and, he's gonna do a really good job. He has their trust, and I expect him to do really well.
It's like Jimmy's kind of a pro's pro, and obviously Aiden's ascent came maybe sort of at his expense. Have you been able to talk to him, and how's his reaction been?
Jimmy's fine. Jimmy's a pro. So, Jimmy, they're all ready. I coach every one of them like they're a starter. I do.
Bo, you've coached with 8 different organizations, college and pro, throughout your coaching career. How would you, been around a ton of different coaches, I'm sure. How would you describe sort of the offensive philosophy that you've formulated over the years?
I'll just keep it at what I've been saying as far as that is just execution. I just want to give these guys the ability to go out and be confident and execute the offense because it's about the players. It's about the confidence they have in the game plan and in themselves, and just go out there and let them do the thing.
Anything else? Cool.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Bo.
Yeah, absolutely.